Unlike any land you know about. That's the way renowned British writer Rudyard Kipling described Burma in the late 19th century, and his sentiment still holds true today. For almost 50 years, the country, now known as Myanmar, was under oppressive military rule, and the well-documented problems affected all walks of life. However, with recent political reform, things are changing rapidly, and international isolation appears to be ending. Sport has already seen some of the benefits of change, and for football it's long overdue. In the late 60s and early 70s, Myanmar had amongst the strongest national sides in Asia, but its standing has tumbled over the years. The team has recently struggled to even compete with their Southeast Asian neighbours. Goalkeeper T-Ha Situ is the current captain of the national team.
It's very important, of course. This country had huge success in football, but that was in the past. Today we have to work hard to win even a single game. But if we win more matches, we can attract more fans. We want to get as much support as we can, and we want our fans to follow us whether we win or lose. That's truly why we want to win our matches. We want to win for them.
Myanmar's current head coach is Korean Park Sung-Hwa. He won more than 90 caps for his country as a player, and his resume as a manager is equally as impressive. Twice crowned Asian club champions with Pohang Steelers, he also won 2 continental championships with Korea's under-20 national side.
Before I came here, I knew that Myanmar were one of the most successful teams in Asia 40 years ago. With that history in mind, I considered Myanmar as a country with many opportunities for development. When I look at the football scene now, it's clear it suffered from the national problems of the past, and it's still in a rather difficult position. But I believe there are great possibilities for the future.
One big step forward was the introduction of a professional league in 2009. The MNL is still in its infancy, of course, but for the players, such as midfielder Chartsia Win, the benefits for the national team are already evident.
The standard of football now is very different from the time before the professional league began. Since the MNL was created, we've received better salaries and had more opportunities. Professionalism gives us a real chance to raise Myanmar's profile in Southeast Asian football.
One of the big changes has been the replacing of the older players in the team with younger players. Any changes might initially mean failure, but we have to learn from our previous mistakes, and every individual player should take responsibility and work hard for personal improvement. We also need to continue receiving support, and in 2 or 3 years' time, I believe the national team will become more experienced, and therefore will be more successful.
I believe Myanmar's football has the potential for great progress in the future. But on the downside, there's no real plan in place for realising these ambitions. In order to make progress, it's important to act right now, develop a proper plan of action, and set goals for the next 10 or even 20 years.
We need to invest in the next generation by creating a dream team. This team should focus on training younger players, building up their physiques, improving their individual skills, and instilling them with a sense of responsibility, perspective, and team spirit. If these young players represent our country and become future leaders of the national team, I believe they'll be capable of bringing us great success.
We were in Yangon, Myanmar's largest city, to see the hosts attempt to qualify for next year's AFC Challenge Cup. That tournament, for Asia's lower-ranking nations, rewards the winner with a place at the 2015 Asian Cup. Having beaten Guam and drawn with Chinese Taipei, Myanmar needed a victory over India in their final match to ensure qualification. It was a tight affair as the home side struggled to break down a cautious India, who knew that a draw would be enough to see them progress. but in the 75th minute the deadlock was finally broken. So Min-ho on hand to score the winner, ensuring a memorable victory. Football in Myanmar is changing fast, just like the country as a whole. They'll host the Southeast Asian Games later this year, and with a trip to the Maldives for the Challenge Cup secured for next, there's much to look forward to.